Out of Time is the seventh studio album by American alternative rock band REM, released on March 12th, 1991. The album has sold more than 4.5 million copies in the United States and more than 18 million copies worldwide. The album won 3 Grammy Awards in 1992, one as Best Alternative Music Album, and 2 for the first single, Losing My Religion. Oh, success story. Hometown boys do good. Not from my hometown, obviously. Someone else's hometown. Georgia, Athens. Yeah. Brad, you're not an REM fan at all, are you? This is my choice. I picked REM.
Look, I'm like everybody else. We love the REM singles and nothing else. I am... Yeah, look, I'm a big fan of Monster, of that CD. I actually quite enjoy that one, and it comes out on a high rotation. So you take back your comment about saying I'm not a fan, because I own albums. But in saying that, this one is fairly new to me. I came to REM a little bit later through the New Adventures in Hi-Fi, and what was the album that had Drive?
Kids, rock and roll.
Yeah.
Nobody
Drive,
tells you where to go, baby.
Everybody Hurts in the Vagina.
Automatic for the People.
That's the one. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. So came in a bit later than this album, but of course everybody fucking knows Losing My Religion. It's their classic. But beyond that, I'm going to get straight to it. Beyond that song, there's a lot of shit on this album, Dan. You need to do a lot of defense for this one. I feel like
why do I have to defend it? We're talking about the album and judging it on its merits.
Well, it's true. You could dislike it.
You pick an album and we be fair and honest, and honestly, Pointless and Confused, now the number one source of information on the internet, most trusted source of information on the internet. So we're not going to tell any shit.
Yeah, Wikipedia just refers to episodes of ours when talking about albums and movies. Yeah,
the definitive truth.
Yeah,
obviously.
And I'd like to thank you all for coming in to listen instead of listening to more sex podcasts and true crime about rapey cunts. We just keep it pretty simple here at Pointless and Confused, and it's your one-stop shop for music and movies.
What have you been listening to?
That's what other people listen to. True crime, man. Like that's the shit that everybody listens to.
Do they?
Yeah, that's it. Don't you fuck, man? You're a podcaster and you don't understand the demographics. Yeah, true crime is the most listened to anything. There's millions of channels on true crime. Everybody wants to know about all the horrible, horrendous crimes in the world, and they want to hear it in all the details they can. And supposedly, it's so you can learn how to avoid being kidnapped and chopped up and buried in a plastic bag.
I think they're looking for tips. Like what worked, what didn't work, what to avoid.
It could go that way too. But only a psychopath like yourself would think that way. Yeah, I like what he did there. Well, I see where he went wrong. He left the finger in the drain. Yeah.
What we got to do is combine episode 12 with episode 42, and we're going to get away with it. Like no one's going to fucking know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Take the Boston Strangler and Jack the Ripper. And But anyway, that's
I never got Jack the Ripper, did they?
No, they didn't. That's the way you want half of his episode. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. The goat. Anyway, REM.
That's right. We're segueing out. Yeah, so I think
still talking?
I am. I always talk. It's a podcast. Fucking you talk then. Good luck.
Well, back in the day, I got one of the, those mail order clubs where you get, a bunch of CDs for cheap. I got 2 REMs at the same time. I got Green and I got Out of Time. And I love them both, but Green was far superior. And when I picked the episode to do Out of Time, I thought, oh, fuck, I should have picked Green. But
yeah, it was done.
never mind. It was done. It was done. So yeah, it's the patchier album. And it's kind of got its saving grace by a couple of really good songs. And then there's a couple of other songs that the rest, I don't think are bad songs, but it's kind of like you get Pop Song 89 opens the album. And it's very major key, perky, happy, a little bit, it feels wrong. Then you get Losing My Religion. You're like, oh my God, this is one of the greatest songs ever.
Yeah.
And then what's the third song, Low? And you're like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, there's a total mood change I wasn't ready for.
Did they even finish this fucking song? Yeah.
It feels like they wrote a bunch of songs and just went, boom, stick it together and let's not really worry too much about the flow or any kind of consistency. It does jump around a lot and tempo changes are a lot and it feels disjointed. I have to admit.
It feels a lot like kind of a newer band, though they're not. They're established. It feels like a newer band going in the studio and trying to find their thing, right? And I guess it's almost any REM album. There's ups and downs and style changes and stuff. But this one I found real disconnected and hard to get into. Like a lot of songs that just felt like, oh, we've got a verse and that's all we're going to do, you know, or verse, chorus, and some waffle. But then amongst it, you've got those perfect, or maybe I'll say it, perfect songs. Like Losing My Religion is an absolute, can't argue, classic, right?
Yeah,
super classic. Yep. And is it called Shiny Happy People? No, is it
Shiny Happy People.
Is that the one? Again, that's another classic pop song. Like, you can't go wrong with that. That's hooks are plenty. But they're the peaks and valleys on this album, I reckon.
Well, they're the peaks, and then everything else is probably a valley, to be honest. I think I got like Endgame. There's like that instrumental that sort of comes in and meanders for 4 minutes God. And then fucks right off.
4 hours too long. Yeah.
There's 7 albums in, and it kind of feels like clearing out the cupboards, and we got a couple good ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, oh my God, Michael, we've got the song Losing My Religion. They were probably about to break up, and they were like, oh, we've got this song so good, we've got to do something. And so they made an album. But
I remember reading about Peter Buck was bored of guitar, and so he started playing mandolin, which is where Losing Religion came from, because they were just they've kind of done everything at this point.
Yeah.
And I remember later on when they broke up, they were like, well, what are we carrying on for? We've played every venue in the world 3 times. You know, we've made so much stupid money. It's ridiculous. They were a band that were, I don't know, did they just carry on? Like this album, they didn't even tour this album, which is kind of a crazy thing to say now, but they were like, just put out the album, and they didn't bother to tour it, and they did a couple of TV appearances, and they sold 18 million.
Yeah,
crazy.
It was in the peak of CD sales too, I guess. But I think their big mainstream break was the next album, right? Like this song, Losing My Religion, hit MTV, and people were like, okay, this is a cool video. But then they didn't really crack in until Out of Time. That's what he said it was, eh? Yeah. The one with Drive and Everybody Hurts and
no. This is Out of Time. Green came before, which is really good. And then you get to Automatic for the People.
That's it. Sorry, Automatic for the People. Yeah.
That's when they hit another peak. It's like they sort of felt like they were giving a shit again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Maybe
then,
I'm reading too much into it, but they were a band that just had a massive amount of success, and
yeah,
they'd been at it a long time. And I think by the time they got to album 7, they went, fuck it. We got one good, we got a couple of singles here. Let's just fucking
yeah.
take it easy.
Well, maybe it was a contractual thing. I don't know what was the label this came out on. Like did they change
It was
before the
Warner
next
Brothers.
one?
I didn't read any
Mm.
drama. The only drama I read was that Warner Brothers didn't want to release Losing My Religion as a single because they thought it was too strange.
Oh,
And
right.
they
Fine.
argued with Warner Brothers and said, no, that's the song, release
Yeah,
that. So eventually Warner Brothers went, all right, do what you say.
yeah.
So
What are the
they
suits
released
know?
it and it was just huge and they had shiny, happy people and that's all they needed to do.
Mm. Yeah, that's it. And again, back in those days, you had to buy the album to get the songs. Like
Mm,
you want those two
18 million.
songs. You got to spend your $20 for two songs and make a mixtape.
Mm. And
Mm.
Losing My Religion is their biggest song they've ever had, apparently,
Oh wow! All right,
which,
I would have thought it
isn't
was
really
everybody hurts.
surprising.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, again, that was huge, but um, yeah, apparently Losing My Religion. It went to number one basically everywhere, and it's just stuck in the charts
Yeah.
for millions of years. And
That's it. I guess, yeah, repeat plays, like you think about radio play. Not that anybody listens to the radio anymore, but that'd be their biggest one. But yeah, I really like the only REM album I put on repeat is Monster. Did you get into that one at all or not? That was like their grunge phase.
um, for me, it was like Green, Automatic for the People, New Adventures and Hi-Fi, and I remember they had a bit of a down period for a while, and then they came back with an album called Up, which was like them on form again. They have their peaks and valleys,
Mm,
and then
mm.
they dilly dallied and greatest hits and all that shit, and then they just
Yeah,
said,
and
"Fuck
then
it, we're rich,
yeah, yeah. Rich and old. It's
we're rich
still
and
good.
old." And Peter Buck, the guitar player, getting arrested for pulling out a gun on airplanes, and oh, this is what rock stars used to do.
Yeah.
Back then, we all just went, Peter Buck, you and your guns.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, fairly influential too, I suppose. REM, like everybody talks about early REM as being this, it's what turned us on to a certain type of music and stuff. Kurt Cobain goes on and on about REM.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course, Michael Stipe tried to save Kurt Cobain, saw him at his lowest and tried to arrange a songwriting session with him or something, didn't he?
yeah,
But Kurt cancelled and went and shot himself.
yeah. There's
But
varying stories there, eh? Yeah, they say
Michael
some people.
Stipe said he recognized the signs, the depression, and thought, "Oh, I got to step in and try and do something."
Yeah, he just offered He knew Kurt was a fan, and he said, "Oh, come up, and we'll get together, and we'll have a songwriting session." Yeah, not some people say, "Oh, they wrote a song together, or he had a song specifically for these sessions," but he said later that it was all just made up. He was just trying to get him out of his his downward spiral.
Yeah, out of the bubble for a bit, and
Mm.
yeah,
But no, he yeah he popped the bubble with a gun in his yep
well, obviously murdered by his wife at the time.
wife. Yeah,
We
yeah,
all know
that's it.
that.
Ooh, Courtney.
Don't
She
fact
just
check
came
us
out
on that.
recently saying, oh yeah, allegedly. That's what we need to say. Allegedly, Courtney Love.
Allegedly brutally murdered Kurt Cobain
Yeah.
with a shotgun.
Yeah. Hired killer, allegedly. Mm.
Yep.
We've discussed this
Allegedly.
before, though. Yeah.
Allegedly. Yeah.
She came out recently saying, here's the new lyrics to Smells Like Teen Spirit on a podcast. And everybody's hating on her for that.
New lyrics?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, not new, unreleased verses, unrecorded verses. I don't know. And she played it. I hadn't listened to it. I just saw the headline, and I'm passing on that headline now because that's reporting.
Pointless Confused, obviously the most trusted source
Yeah,
of information on the internet, and just another sterling example of
that's it.
our investigative reporting of hearing something and then just sort of saying it half-assed.
Yeah. Everything we say is pointless and we'll keep you confused.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. I think they're a great band, but they had their ups and downs, and they had their I can't be bothered moments, and
There's a lot of I
yeah,
can't be bothered on this one.
they. It's like I say, I feel like it's a clearing out the cupboard that just had more success than it probably deserved to. But then again, they had two fucking great songs, didn't they?
Mm.
You remember
Tell me.
when Microsoft wanted to give them what 250 million or something to use "The End of the World as We Know It" for the Windows 95
Y2K.
launch? Mm.
All right.
Windows 95 launch, and they turned it down.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Good on them.
But,
We're
but
not
then
sellouts.
the funny thing is, what was that guy? He played a mail boy when he was like 30 years, a paper boy when he was 30 years old, and the theme song was Shiny Happy People. Oh, stand in the place where you are. Yeah, Shiny Happy People. Like they gave permission for him to do that.
Stand. Yeah.
Stand in the.
Yeah, the song's called Stand.
Yeah. It's late at night. Jesus, I've done a lot of drugs. Come on.
Another fucking bottle of wine. Yeah. So tell me.
I've run out of wine. I'm like 3 bottles down.
Yeah, get some gin like a real man.
Okay.
The name REM is rapid eye movement.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Do you believe in rapid eye movement, Dan? Do you believe that when you dream, your eyes are flickering all over the place?
Bit hard to tell when you're asleep. But I have an Apple Watch and it tells me when I go into a deep state of sleep. It seems to know somehow.
All right.
And when I'm just sort of hard asleep and all that, I don't know.
Oh, your watch tells you, does it? Or, you need to ask the guy that stands over your bed every night while you're sleeping if your eyes are twitching. What was his name again?
Producer Eric. Yeah. Well, it's going to be about hard. And like if he blows a load of mine, I'm going to twitch, aren't I?
Yeah, that's true.
How's he going to tell?
Maybe you're like, yeah, I'm asleep. Wink, wink. Yeah.
Sleeping face down as usual.
Sleeping face helps him finish. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so tired. I can't wake up.
So
vulnerable.
Has me thrashing all over the place.
Oh,
sorry.
You could do whatever you want with me, and I wouldn't even know.
Such a deep sleep. Yeah, no one's going to listen this far into the episode.
Yeah, I'll stop playing the recording of last night now. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me finish. Okay, I'm finished.
Okay. But yeah, ups and downs on this. I'll give it that. But they do when they knock it out of the park, they knock it out of the park. These some quality.
You can see why the drummer left, can't you?
Yeah.
Like so many years and so many albums of the same shit. And can you imagine like having to play some of the shit songs on this album live, knowing that nobody cares?
Like I say, they did do a lot of albums, so they could pick and choose what they wanted. But I remember they finally came down to New Zealand, and I did miss the concert because I was cheap and didn't go. But I remember everyone just complaining, going, like it was like REM had hit a peak again. They were huge. And then people went to the concert and didn't realize, they do a lot of slow songs. Like it wasn't the most rock concert in the world,
Yeah.
And I guess people wanted the hits and they didn't quite play as many hits as people thought. And they didn't know the back catalogue and,
Yeah. When you're a big touring band, just play your hits. That's what people are there for, Deep cuts. I mean, look, maybe throw in the occasional deep cut, like for the mega fans that are there in the front row and paid $1,000 for their ticket.
What I
But
forgot to mention when we were doing our Bruce Springsteen is that Bruce Springsteen came to New Zealand and he played 2 nights. And on one night he played the hits, and the other night he played all the deep cuts. And my
right.
sister went to the night where they played deep cuts, and she said the whole audience was there going, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Is this? Yeah.
They didn't get a Born in the USA. They didn't get a Dancing in the Dark. They were like, fuck is this shit he's playing now?
That's what you've paid your money for, though, right? You've paid to sing along with your idol. You've paid to hear Dancing in the Dark. You've paid to hear Losing My Religion. Like, I'd be fucked off if I went to even a Michael Stipe solo show. Let's say he's doing an acoustic tour of the world. If he didn't play fucking Losing My Religion or one of the other big hits, well, fuck you, Michael. You shove that Stipe right up your ass. Play your hits and then fuck off.
I saw Weezer and Guns N' Roses, and the thing they did right the times I've seen them is they just play the hits. They don't go for the deep cuts. They don't go for the shitty songs that everybody knows is a shitty song. Yeah. They just played the hit, and it was just like they would just go through the albums and just go the hit from this one, the 2 hits from that one, the hit from that one, you know.
That's it.
And it was great. It was just like, fuck, this band's amazing.
That's it. And that's how you want people to leave your concert, is like, holy fuck, I didn't realize how many good songs Weezer had, you know? Or, and then you go away on a high. I
saw Stone Temple Pilots live with your brother as well. And that was a band. I knew the first couple of albums, then I, walked away. And then when they played their gig, I was just blown away by how many good songs they had, because all they did was play the good ones, you know? Yeah. It was a fantastic concert. So good.
Yeah. Should have gone with you.
In the Wheeling days too. Gee.
Yeah. Good times.
Even when we saw Alice in Chains, they didn't play the shit, did they? They just played the good ones.
Played the hits. Yeah. We've got our replacement singer. We're going to play the hits. And we're going to, look, a couple off the new album. Yeah, you've always got to do that.
The good ones, though. They didn't play the shit one that no one gave a fuck about. You know, they played the singles.
That's true. Yeah. Play the singles. Start the concert off with your new songs. People are just getting into it. They're happy to see you on stage. And then fucking play one of your top tier hits. Get the crowd on your side and then keep ramping it up. Maybe finish with a slow ballad or whatever to say goodnight, but got to keep the wave going. Keep the peaks up there. Especially when you're like nobody wants to, if the fucking you go and see the Rolling Stones, you don't want to hear their new material. You want to hear, give me a fucking Satisfaction that you wrote 60 years ago.
Well, I remember your mother saying she went to the Rolling Stones and she said Nickelback opened for them and people were booing them, but Nickelback played the hits one after another and they were great and people thought they were fucking cool. There was a couple of jerks in the audience, but Nickelback were fucking awesome. And then Rolling Stones came on and they just played like extended 12-minute blues jams of Blind Willie's song from 1922 and people were walking out of the stadium going, fuck the Rolling Stones, you know?
You want to see Mick Jagger doing the fucking rooster, strutting around the stage, go, I can't get no. You know, that's what you're there for.
Brown sugar. Yeah, that's what you want. Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Yeah. Give me, you've got the hits. Give me the Rolling Stones Greatest Hits album. There's your set list. Just play those. And one off your new album. Fuck off.
Yeah. Get a polite clap. Like, the audience is like, we'll give you one. We'll give you one off the new album. But then play us a hit. Happy, good.
Like, they're also recognizable that, somewhere in the middle of the set, there'll be an intro that you don't know. And that's your opportunity to go and get a beer, take a piss, have a shag in the loo, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And you've got 4 minutes and 60 seconds to get back, which is 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm obviously an unapologetic Duran Duran fan for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Girls on Film.
I watch Duran concerts all the time, and here's Rio, here's Bad Boys, here's Save a Prayer, and then they'll go, here's a song from the new album, and the audience goes, yeah, okay.
Sorry,
they
just
get
to
it over
clarify.
with, and then they'll play the wedding song or something, and like everyone's back into it again.
Yeah. What's all those titles you just said? I don't know those songs. What did you say? Rio.
Rio, Bad Boys, Bad Boys,
No. Is that the what you
Girls
gotta
on
do?
Film. No, it's
I
not
know
that
Girls
one.
on Film, but I don't know Rio or Bad Boys.
I'm
I
kind of
don't know
blanking on
Duran Duran.
names. You know me, brain dead.
Mm.
But yeah, they'll play the hits, and then they'll play song from the new album. People clap politely, and then it's back onto a hit, and people back in. It's,
When you go and see Paul McCartney, what do you want to hear? Do you want to hear the things
something
off Paul
else.
McCartney 3 that he put out and something else? You don't want to hear anything off his latest album or much of his solo career.
Coldplay?
Yeah.
Yellow?
And that was all Yellow Submarine.
I wrote this with Chris Martin when he was 6 months old.
Yeah. But you want the Wings, you want the Beatles hits.
No, you want Band on the Run.
Yeah. Yes, the Wings. Yeah, you want his bangers, right? You want to sing along to, you want to na your heart out to Hey Jude.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear Now.
He does a lot of hits though, but then he does pull out some shit covers and some stuff from his younger years he still thinks is relevant.
Hip and with it.
Yeah. Oh, the kids are going to hear this jam and they're going to be totally down with.
They're going to be so turned on by this hip jam. Yeah.
Oh, Skiffle's coming back.
Skiffle, yeah.
Get out your washboards, gentlemen.
Yeah. Paul.
He's got his hits. Let's face it, he's done well too. Can't really bag him.
Look. Yeah, the first piece of, you know how we're getting all this AI created music now. This is, oh my God, AI is taking over. Spotify's freaking out and musicians are saying, oh my God, what's happening? And what are the record labels going to do about it? This is the new, most of it's shit, right? Like it's the AI generated Nirvana new song shit, or it's some guy that's just recorded it himself and called it AI. But there was an actual one off McCartney's most recent album. I think it's called 3. He has a song called Now. And it's shit, right? It's not a great song. But you can tell it's kind of Beatlesy. But what this AI machine has done, it's pretty simple. It's taken his song, hasn't rewritten it, but it's put young Paul's voice on it, right?
Oh, wow.
And it sounds fucking great. It sounds like a lost Beatles track from the mid-60s. And it's put AI John Lennon's voice in to sing the bridge. It's pretty fucking cool. Now, if they can put out stuff like that, I guess it's still written by the artist, but made to sound like the artist in their peak. Is that okay? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so check that out. I think it's
kind of weird.
Now. Yeah, it's worth a listen.
The thing is that the statistics are though that like young people aren't listening to music anymore. Like it's old people like us that are actually getting streaming services and listening to music, and the young people aren't really.
I have to disagree. Like my teenage daughter is collecting CDs and loves music, and that's the whole thing. And
that's weird. Maybe what you play it on?
I bought her a CD player. She fucking loves that shit. Yeah, she's got our old iPods, and the iPod plugs into the CD player. She's retro as fuck. It's great. And
you're a hipster, and you've raised a little hipster.
Yeah, that's it. I've raised a musician, and we're both musicians, so we were always listening to music. She's a musician. She's just formed a little band, right? All the other little mates.
Really?
And it's super rad to see them in the studio just banging it out and make noise. But maybe there's less musicians in the world now. Is that it? Like, is it not it's not a cool thing to do because we keep getting told, oh, there's no money in it. No money in music. Become a fucking veterinarian or something. I don't know.
I know. I had like Guitar Center was shutting down because no one was buying guitars anymore and all that. But then I heard in the pandemic, everybody went out and bought a guitar because what else are you going to do?
Yeah. It's a good skill to have, people. Get educated. Make music. We need a new Nirvana, or do we need a new REM? Maybe not.
Harsh.
Anyway, come
on the skippability, I guess do you first because I think it'll be quick. What are you skipping?
I'm only listening to 2 songs on this album. They can fuck off.
Yeah, so I got radio song, decent, it's listenable. Losing My Religion, epic. Shiny Happy People, epic. Everything else decent, except in game I got Borderline, which means I could skip it. But yeah, that's a fan too, sort of sticking with it, going, oh, it's not their best.
Yeah, that's it. I like when you picked this album, I was excited. I was like, great, I'm looking forward to this. It's a bit, it's earlier REM. I haven't listened to it. This is going to be great. And I put it on. And I got fucking frustrated at how boring it was.
Yeah. Even there are bigger albums like Automatic for the People. You could say, a few too many songs here. Like a bit of editing would make this better.
Absolutely.
Monster's a bit long as well, isn't it?
Yep.
Goes on and on.
Most albums you get 6 or 7 songs and then you feel the filler start to creep in, It's hard to find total classic albums where every song is great. We've done a few on this podcast. Go back and listen to Dark Side of the Moon. I think we gave that a pretty high score, didn't we?
Yeah, we were both impressed with Born in the USA.
Yep. So, a few get pulled out.
Yep. Okay. It's Endgame. Bottom line, out of 10. What are you going to give this son of a bitch?
Look. I'm going to go pretty low, even though they're a band I regard quite highly. This is only 2 good songs on it, so I'll give it a 3.5 eye blinks out of 10 for Out of Time. Sorry, REM, not your best work, though it contains probably your best song. Oh, fuck. No, I'll give it a 5. I'm going to have a 5 eye blinks just for Losing My Religion. Out of 10. What say you?
I'm going to give it 6 Shiny Happy People. I think.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We're pretty close.
Yeah. I have to say, Michael Stipe, he's magical. I think he's got a great voice. I think he's one of the best lyricists ever for me. He's got a special magnetism on every song I think he's done. I rate him highly. I just love his voice. He's incredible. So, not their best effort, but good. Yeah, probably Automatic for the People would be the album you go, check this shit out. Oh, basically, Greatest Hits basically might be a good idea too.
Yeah, Greatest Hits. Yeah, but only the first CD. Like if it's a double CD Greatest Hits, just listen to the first one and then stop listening, like late 90s.
Well, really it'd be go to the Spotify or whatever, or the Apple Music and go the highest voted songs, the top songs really. That's your intro.
I'm quite sure that you, like me, have an encyclopedic knowledge of music, right? But where's your cap? Like my music knowledge goes back a long way. Like I'll get into the 60s, but it's almost a dead stop in the early 2000s. Like how are you with band names and band members and songs and that sort of shit?
I have to admit, there's a lot of. I heard a new name the other day, Bad Bunny. I'm like, everybody likes this Bad Bunny guy. And I went and listened to 10 seconds and went, fuck, that's the worst shit I've ever heard. Apparently he's a big deal, but fuck, what an idiot. Yeah, I had The Weekend. I'm interested to check that out because apparently he's the biggest thing ever now. Like
Oh,
he's
I thought
changed
it was
his
like
name now as
I thought it
well.
was like Drake and
I've heard Drake. That's fucking shit. Like I don't get it.
and Kanye and Iggy Azalea and
I found this
yeah.
YouTube channel where they read in the 60s they used to get big pop stars like John Lennon and Eric Clapton to review the singles that had come out in the 60s.
Hmm.
And like I say, I thought I'd do pretty well in that era as well. But 99% of it, you're like, who? The Delph tones and the Shiggly Shocks and you're like, what?
Yeah, all
Barbara
right.
Ballista? And you're like, what? Who?
Mm,
And the songs you just
yeah.
never heard them before. And
I guess that's it. Like not living through the era, you don't notice all the stuff. Like when they play, there's a show on the '90s. I know every fucking thing that's being played because we were there, and you hear the good and the bad. Whereas I suppose, like with the '60s, we're just hearing the greatest hits of the '60s.
you're
You're
hearing
only
the
hitting
stuff that made it. Yeah.
yeah, you're only hearing the high peaks, not the daily radio crap. But we here at Pointless and Confused are keeping you away from the low peaks of shit albums and movies. And
I just
once
got a
you hear our
spam
ratings,
text.
yeah, you should only listen to things that we rate 6 and above, I reckon. If it's under a 6, don't bother.
I got another spam text. I got a
Okay.
text saying I hadn't paid my road bill, and I've got another one saying I failed to pay, and I need to avoid serious damages. Yeah, these idiots. They want you to send them hundreds of dollars for bills you didn't incur. God, it's disgusting. Get a life, you losers.
Yeah. Hope it's not real.
That's not real.
Okay, good.
We're out of time.
Mm.
See what I did there? Gosh. Give me a second. Oh. 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 Oh, good. The album's called Out of Time. Oh, 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 cry. I need a hanky. Oh, uh, 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 oh, we're just about out of time. We'll end it now, shall we? Okay. Right. See you later.